Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast.
It is Thursday, January
18th.
18th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. It's our normal podcast time.
I knew it was a something teenth.
Yeah. I think Kurt's back on the screen.
I know.
I wonder why that is.
It's very weird.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So
This is
it's gonna be one of these
this
days.
is the Must Love Yarn podcast,
Yes.
and we're coming to you from our yarn store in Shelburne, Vermont.
Yep. And you can find the store out on all social media platforms as the Must Love Yarn. So
Mhm.
we're on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, Periscope,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
but most active for sure on Instagram and Ravelry and Facebook.
Yep.
And I'm Angela,
And I'm Kelly.
and you can find me out on social media platforms, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Ravelry as KELLYSPINS, and you can find me on Instagram as KELLYOSPINS.
And as we always say, feel free to follow or friend us on either of those social media platforms.
Mhm.
I've been getting a lot of sort of new friend requests lately, particularly on Instagram, and it's super fun. I love seeing what everybody's working on. And Instagram's probably literally my downfall, in the sense of I see stuff and I'm like, oh, I gotta make that, or did it break?
No. Thank goodness.
Oh, it just came undone.
Yes. I have
Um,
not had that happen before.
Kelly's cord just detached from her needle.
I have not
Unscrewed
had that
itself.
happen. Yep.
Yep,
Sure did.
does happen.
All right, we're going to slide these stitches over to this needle.
So while Kelly's doing that,
It's only a swatch, so I'm not terribly worried, but
but
come
still,
on.
come on already. So now I'm totally off. Okay, so we did social media, and so we tend to start our podcast with picks of the week.
Yep.
So we like to pick out something. Sometimes it's things that we're working on, or projects that we're getting ready to start, or yarn for upcoming knit-alongs, something, or a new cool product that we've gotten in the store that we think people will like. So that's generally where we're going with that. So my pick of the week is a little expansive this week. I had to clear it with Kelly.
Not too bad.
I had to clear it with Kelly. So we have this great pattern that was gifted to us by Green Mountain Spinnery, and it's called Triangles, and it's this really adorable little sweater for children, and it runs sizes 2 through 8. Super adorable.
It's a brand new pattern designed by Capsies for Green Mountain Spinnery.
I'm gonna make one for my little one, and I need to get measuring tape and figure out whether I should knit the 2-year-old size or the 4-year-old size. So she tends to run a little lean, so I might be able to do the 2-year-old size and just lengthen it to get more.
She's a little bean sprout.
Yeah, she's starting to look more and more like her brother, tall and skinny. So we have this pattern. We are going to be doing a giveaway for this pattern.
Yeah, Larissa said that we have a copy to give away
Yep.
to you guys.
So why don't we just talk about that right now?
Sure.
Since I've totally derailed this whole conversation, and this is relevant to my pick of the week. So to enter the giveaway for this pattern for Triangles, go over to our Ravelry page, and we will have a thread open. What you need to do is, if you've visited the state of Vermont or live in the state of Vermont, tell us what your favorite thing to do or place to go or visit or activity is. And if you have never visited Vermont, tell us, if you had the opportunity to visit Vermont, what you would want to do.
Yep.
So, and we'll give one of these patterns away to sort of probably random. We'll probably do a random choice.
Yeah.
Or we reserve the right to, if someone's particularly funny or has an awesome post, to just be like, yep, that's the person.
Podcaster's choice.
Podcaster's choice. But if you guys are all awesome, which I'm not expecting anything less because we have
Yeah.
awesome viewers,
We do.
it'll probably end up being random number. generator because we won't be able to choose. And that was really robot. That was really robot-like, wasn't it? Okay.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk. Robot knitters. Maybe that's the title of our podcast. Robot knitters. All right. So this pattern calls for cotton comfort, music, alpaca elegance, New Mexico organic, or Sylvan spirit, and
basically any of their DK weights.
Any of their DK weight yarns. We have all of these yarns in stock in various degrees or various colors, and any of.
But for baby sweater, anywhere from 3 to 5 skeins. So
yep. So my pick of the week is the Green Mountain Spinnery DK weight yarns. So any of these that we have in stock is available for 10% off. Mm-hmm. I brought over a few samples so you guys could see, some of the colors. So this is the Cotton Comfort, and it's a 80 wool, 20% cotton. I don't know why I thought it was 50-50. I can't read. That's music. Okay, see, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, and to derail even further.
Yeah, go for it. It's that episode.
Mina Phillip, who's a knitting expat, and she does knitting expat designs too.
15 robots. What?
She is going to be designing a small collection out of Green Mountain Spinnery yarn.
Super cool.
So yeah, she was talking about on her
we should message her in
her Vogue vlog. Because she went and picked up some more yarn from Maureen.
Yeah, because they were there at...
yeah, and because she had gotten some before, so she wanted to do more because she wants to do like a little mini collection.
Nice.
And I cannot wait because she does some really lovely designs.
There's going to be lots of baby stuff in there, and I'm super excited. Or younger kid, because her daughter's only about 9 months younger than Abigail. So, all right, so here's some of the Cotton Comfort. I just brought over a few... samples. You can see it's a little speckly, and that's because the cotton and the wool take the dye differently. Mm-hmm. So it gives it this nice sort of heathered, variegated look. We've got
almost tweed a little bit. Yeah.
We probably got 8
colors
or 9 different colors. In these all retail for $14.95 a skein.
Yeah, like $15.
Yep. So all of their yarns are the same, actually the same price. So you could probably...
For the DKs.
For the DKs, yeah. You could mix and match. So this is the music. And it's just 100% fine American wool. This is the New Mexico organic. We only have it in this color.
Yeah, and we've had it in the kind of, I think it's silver or something like that before, and it's really lovely too, but
this is the only one we have right now.
It's only in natural colors, I believe.
Yep.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's only natural colors.
Here's the Sylvan Spirit, which is a wool tencel blend. It's a 50-50 blend.
Because it has that tencel in it, it's got just a little bit of a sheen to it.
This is all.
It's really pretty though.
And we probably have about half a dozen colors in this. It's nice, sort of not overly bright, but kind of cool and muted.
And still has a tweedy look to it too. And that's because of how they blend their colors, which is very cool. They take already dyed yarn and blend those colors together to get their colors, which is very cool. So it's a different look than, something that's dyed over a natural colored yarn.
And for some reason, I only managed to snag one of the Alpaca Elegance. So this is a 50-50 blend between merino and, is it merino? Fine wool and New England alpaca. And we again have probably half a dozen colors, different colors in this. And it's the same sort of kind of muted palette, nice colors. I'd say definitely the Cotton Comfort has some of the brighter colors.
Yeah, we've got some really bright colors in there.
So take a look at those. We've linked them in show notes, so it'll take you right to the page of the specific yarn if you're interested. I've been putting links in the YouTube show notes, but considering that there's like 5 of them, so the hot links where the words are highlighted, I haven't figured out how to get that to work in the YouTube.
Yeah,
so I have to put the whole URL, so I don't know that I want to do that for all 5, though maybe.
We can probably do it for a collection though.
Oh,
we might be able to do it for Green Mountain Spinnery DK.
Okay.
And then if we can do that, then it'll just bring up all of the DK together.
Okay, that probably. That would be cool. So we'll see if we can sort that out for you guys.
Yeah.
If not, the easiest way is probably just to go to our show notes and then you can click
each one,
because I can hot link over there.
Yep.
Which is so much easier.
Yep.
Much easier.
Yep.
So that's my pick of the week. Oh, and the pick of the week, because we've totally been derailed, 10% off your order with the coupon code.
Right. Yes, and we need the coupon code, and Ange did a little tutorial last time on where the coupon code goes.
I hope you found it helpful.
Yeah.
I think
everybody did. I haven't had any come through that haven't used it there.
Yay.
So
and so I'm keeping with the robot theme. Our weekly code is going to be WEEKLYPICKROBOT.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, why not?
Sure.
Last week it was I don't know. So this week it can be
hey, you know, we keep it fresh.
Robot. You never know what's going to happen when you come over. You're welcome.
So my pick of the week has to do with an upcoming knit along that Barocco is hosting, and we're gonna kind of be riding along on their coattails with the knit along. It is a Lopi along, basically. So any Lopi sweater or Lopi style sweater, colorwork sweater. So they just sent out an email, their Knit Bits newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not signed up for that, it's a great newsletter. They usually do free patterns, a lot of tutorials. They'll link to tutorials that they've done about different things. And they're in this particular newsletter, they talk about the knit along and all of that, what that entails. And so if you're not a fan of Lopi, so they distribute Lopi in the US, and that's why they're doing the Lopi knit along. And so we've got the Let Lopi in store, which is the lightweight Lopi.
Yep.
And which I made my Sigla out of, if you guys watched not too long ago. But if you're not a fan of Lopi, they're also opening it up so you can do the ultra wool, the vintage, or I think the ultra alpaca, which we don't stock the ultra alpaca, but we do have vintage. And my pick of the week is actually the ultra wool, because it is a brand new yarn for us. Nice. It's 100% superwash wool, and this is how it comes in these little skeins like this. It's really quite soft, so it's not an extra fine merino, but it's a really nice soft wool.
Nice.
It's similar in feel and hand to the vintage, which the ultra wool and the vintage are, you can swap them out. Yeah, exactly.
And this is also a yarn that you could use for any pattern that's calling for, say, Cascade 220 or some of these other just standard worsted weight.
Yep. This is just, I haven't had a chance to knit with it yet, but it's just really lovely, and it comes in so many colors. I think it comes in 70 some odd colors. We have 24 in stock.
Nice.
So we brought in quite a few, and I'll show you just a few, well, not a few, but just some of, this is almost all of them. So I didn't bring over all of the grays. We do have natural and black as well. And then, like I said, there's a couple other grays. So this is almost all of the colors here, not quite. But
and this one, it probably is coming up. That's actually like a blue, heathered blue.
Yep. So we've got a lot of colors. There's another purple that's not here, like a lilac purple. There's another sage green that I didn't bring over, and a couple more blues. The blues are just spectacular that they have. So this is just, you know, a small sampling of the yarns. Yep. I believe it retails for $11. I think it's $10.99.
Okay. 100 gram skein.
These are 100 gram skeins, and they are, let me give you the exact, 219 yards. So like a 220. Yeah. So that is that's that, and it's going to be a great yarn for anything that you need to be washable, but you want 100% wool too. The vintage is really lovely, but there is some nylon and acrylic in that, which not everybody wants. Some people want 100% wool.
Yeah.
So.
And if you didn't get the Barocco newsletter, I did start a bundle on our Ravelry page where I pulled all of the Lopi sweaters that they had picked. And I might have added a couple of others that weren't on their list, but that I had seen through sort of my travels on Ravelry. So, you know, if you want to get some inspiration or some ideas, go take a look at that bundle on our Ravelry page. There's quite a few patterns in there. There's sort of like something for everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. So I took, after we first got the yarn in, I took a picture after I put it all in. Oops, I'm trying not to get glare on there.
It's like a rainbow.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? It just looks so pretty after I stocked it all. So those are all of the colors that we have. It's so fun. So anyway, that's that. That's my pick of the week, the Ultra Wool.
Nice.
So you can get 10% off with Weekly Pick Robot. So that, and then the Green Mountain Spinnery.
DKs.
The DK weight yarn.
Yep.
So, and like I said, we're gonna be kind of doing the knit along alongside Barocco. And because I'm gonna do another Lopi sweater. My husband wants one, so I'm gonna do one for him. I already have the Lopi at home.
Nice.
So since there's still more winter left, the knit along officially starts on February 1st.
Yep.
And it runs through March 15th, I think.
I think so.
I think that's when it is.
I think so.
But all the details are on Barocco's blog that they do. So if you go to barocco.com, they'll have info there. And
I think what I might do is copy that over onto a thread in our group as well, so you can see all the details and provide a link over to the Barocco
We'll link
blog.
to the Barocco blog. There's also going to be a Barocco knit along group.
Yep.
On Ravelry, so you can participate there. So we're gonna kind of go along with them because they're a fantastic company. Really like their yarns and their pattern support and just the company in general. Yeah, it's a great company. So
awesome. It's exciting.
It is.
Now I have to decide if I want a steek or not, because some of the Lopis, if you want to do a cardigan, are steeks. Not that it's.
Jen wants to now. Jen took she was at Vogue Knitting Live, and she took a steeking class,
and now she wants to steek everything.
And now she's like, "Oh, it was so easy." She's like, "I wasn't even scared to cut my knitting." She's like, "Some people are really nervous," and then she's like, "I just cut it."
I mean, once you figure out that it's gonna be all right, it's pretty.
I mean,
cool.
You've secured everything. You just go.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah,
it's super fun.
And with the 100% wool, it's
it just sticks to itself.
Yeah, it does.
So cool.
Yes.
So I have one knitted thing that I'm wearing, which I've worn before on the podcast, which is my ombre infinity cowl. I have it linked in the show notes. I have talked about it before, and all the details are up on my project page. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's warmed up a little bit here.
And
by warmed up, it's in the 20s.
Yeah, it is. It was like 25, I think.
It's like shorts weather almost.
I know. Some people said that they saw people wearing shorts. I'm not one of those people because I'm not really a shorts person anyway. But
no, you're more likely to see me in a skirt in the summer if it's like 90 degrees than shorts. But anyway, just me.
Yeah, me too. I am not wearing any knitwear at the moment, or hand knitwear at the moment. I wore my mittens earlier. Well, actually, I wore them in just because they're nice and snuggly and kept my hands warm.
Yeah.
Which you can see those on my project page if you want. I can link to those, but I'm not currently wearing them.
It'd be kind of hard to knit with mittens.
I could do it, but
Wasn't there a Knit Girls episode where Laura was trying to knit in her mittens?
I think so.
And she didn't realize that Leslie had the camera on. And it was hilarious. Anyway, so I think we both actually have a couple of finished objects this week.
We do, and one of them is one that I couldn't show you guys before, but I'm going to show you today. And it's like completely finished now, other than a quick little steam.
It's super cool.
Yep. So I can stop and show you guys that one. Are you guys ready for the cuteness?
Oh my god.
This is so stinking cute.
Yeah. Hello, watermelon.
So I did, this is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I'm sorry, I can never remember the woman's name who does it. It's the all-in-one baby sweater, and she does, I think there's 3 or 4 different ones because she does the sizes in a couple different patterns. but it is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I will link to it because it's super easy, super cute, and just a really fast little knit. So that's what this is, and I knit this in the Eco Baby Nurture, which is 100% cotton, and I don't have the colorways in front of me now, and I have to make a project page still for this too. I am like way behind.
Slacker.
I am such a slacker. So this was, like I said, just a really fun, super quick knit. It was 100% cotton. It wasn't my favorite cotton to knit with. My hands did cramp quite a bit when I was working with this, which is, for me, for cotton, is usually the way it is. Although we do have some new cotton, the Juniper Moon Farm Neve, which is a worsted weight, this is DK, that I knit with, and it's a chain ply, so it's got some elasticity to it. And I knit with that as just a swatch, and it was fantastic to knit with. But this, this is more of it has a texture to it, which you might be able to see. You can see it has almost kind of a little nubby look to it because the yarn itself is textured.
Okay.
But it just came out, and the little buttons, they looked like the little watermelon pips.
Yeah.
So I thought they kind of made the little sweater.
Or seeds for the non-New Englanders.
Sorry. Yeah. And then I did, on the little sleeve where you bind off, it's not a true sleeve, you just bind off stitches. I did bind off in the green because I wanted just that little touch of green up right around the edge, which I thought was super cute. So,
nice.
Yeah. So that is done.
Yay!
So it needs a quick little block, and then it can go off to the...
Well, so on the heels of that, I can show my little baby sweater thing that I've been working on, which is the Milo Bambino.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Aren't baby things fun? Look how fast they are.
I know, they really are.
So this is knit out of the West Yorkshire Spinners sock yarn, and this is sort of the little sister version of the Milo vest, which is generally knit out of DK or worsted weight, and so the author, Georgie Hallam, released this pattern specifically for fingering weight, and the sizes don't go up as high, so they only go up to, I think, a 12-month size, but it's a lighter weight little vest. Construction's still exactly the same. Super fast knit, and once you get down to this part here,
just a whole lot in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the pattern itself has a cable panel that you can put in if you're knitting out of solid yarn or maybe less variegated, but with the striping, I just wanted to leave it plain. It was going to be too busy otherwise. So this little guy's done, and it's been blocked, and now can get on its way to the recipient.
Nice.
It's not for me. Don't worry, I'm done. I'm not going to have any more kids that fit into the size of this. Okay, so
no more teeny tinies.
No more teeny tinies. Not that either of mine were teeny tiny to begin with.
Well,
it's all about perspective, I guess.
Funny
story, when Abigail was born, I kept saying, gosh, she's so small. And my mom was like, your 8-pound, 10-ounce baby is not small. And I said, well, compared to her 9-pound, 4-ounce brother, she is. So,
yep.
Yeah, so I had big babies.
Yeah, well. You have a very tall husband, and your family's quite tall too, right? Your brother?
My brother's tall. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not surprising.
Yep. So, anyway, perspective.
So, I have one other finished object that you guys haven't seen at all because
it was so fast. She knit it in a whole week.
I did it really quickly, and there's a lot of people who are doing the True North toque, and I don't have the pattern because this was kind of inspired by that, and I didn't buy the pattern. I kind of used
just winged it.
The idea of the pattern for the hat. So I did a True North inspired hat.
Nice.
And I used wool stock for all but one of the colors. So the black is actually Quince & Co. Lark. So it's all worsted weight, and I'll put it on.
Nice.
It's still a little bit damp because I literally cast it off this morning and blocked it before I started work. And so it fits pretty well. I'm happy with it, and it
That
definitely
looks great.
It definitely needed a block because you're alternating color, you know, really regularly, and it's stacked where those you know, where you're alternating the colors too.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take much for it to just kind of go. So I blocked it pretty aggressively, which with 100% wool you can do, and so it came out really well. I don't have the colors written down. I've got to make a project page, but I will put those all in my project page. So if anybody's interested, I used 4 colors. So there's this kind of oatmeal color, there's the red, there's the black, and then there's the purple too. So,
and for those of you that are doing the same thing I did, which is like, why is the purple in here? Because if you have a plaid, the 2 colors cross.
Yeah.
And the purple represents the 2 colors crossing.
there, now you can see it a little better. Yeah, so the purple is actually the one you use the most of. Well, I mean, you use quite a bit if you do a contrasting band. I did do a pom-pom. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not.
I got a cool pom-pom. Here. Well, just totally, since we've already totally derailed, this was
We have totally
going to go
derailed.
in my the acquisition section, but I'll bust it out. So this is my new favorite pom-pom maker, which is Gypsy Dreamer Crochet on Etsy.
I'm going to see if I can poke this through them. Oh, that's cool too.
Don't tell me that pom-pom wouldn't look good. Sweet, or this one's probably too white, but sparkles. There's actually
Oh, that's right. You told me you were
sparkles
getting a
in
sparkly
there.
one. So I made a gigantic pom-pom from the
Nice.
yarn that was left too, and I made kind of a speckly. So I don't know if I want to do that, or if I want to do, or if I want to do like a furry one, because we've got the ones here too.
We can't find ones that we don't sell.
And then, oh my god, it's like unicorn.
Right.
Or if I want to just do like an all oatmeal colored one.
That would
But
be kind of cool.
that's kind of cute too, with the little specklies on there. Or I might just do like
You could just interchange them depending on what your mood is.
I could do that. Mm-hmm.
Because if you just tie them and like run the things through and tie it in a bow,
Mm-hmm.
which is totally fine for pom-poms, you could take it off and
Right.
put another one on, or take it off to wash it.
Right.
So that's actually what I've started doing with my pom-poms, so I could take them off.
Gigantic pom-poms.
It's super cool.
So I used a clover pom-pom maker. I used the large. If you buy the large pack, there's 2 in it, a green and a blue, and then I used the blue one. So that's it. So we'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, and that's not on permanently. So got the strings hanging down to the back. So I'll decide what I want to do, and then, or you guys can vote. So you can vote for speckly pom-pom, or all oatmeal colored pom-pom, or one of our furry pom-poms, which I didn't bring out the ones that we have over here. But we've got a few different. Oh, there's a little guy I gotta trim. Look at that little rogue. Anyway, that's my hat.
So I finished the Jody. I finished the
so
Jody
pretty. Look at
shawl.
That's gorgeous.
I like it. I've already worn it. It's not as... It may have been just the way I was wearing it. I didn't find it to be as warm as, say, like the Road to Runback shawl. I think it's because it's a little looser gauge. It's longer. It's probably partially the way I was wearing it. But it's warm. I mean, it's definitely warmer than a lot of the fingering weight shawls that I have.
Yeah.
And it's a great neutral. It's going to go with a ton of stuff.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it is. It's really pretty.
thank you. I'm also just glad to be done with it, because it was one of those projects that was just kind of languishing, and really just there was no reason for it to not be done.
Yeah. Well, I
So.
know. I've got some of those too.
So all right, finished object. Done.
Done. We actually got some FOs.
Boop 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 boop. So current works in progress. Kelly's just laughing. She showed you she had a current work and finished object all in the same week.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
you guys didn't get to see it in progress. Well, except for the pom-pom part of it.
Look, here's my snug sweater. It's coming along.
Cool.
I have like 10 more rows to go before I divide for the sleeves. It's hard to tell. It's really crammed on these needles. There's like a ton of stitches, and it's hard to see because it's a dark.
It is, yeah.
Dark, but there's like, I know it looks tiny, but it's not really.
It's so funny. If I'm working on a sweater and I've got it sitting on the counter here,
yeah,
and if it's a sweater for me, especially when you start and they're top down, they do look small, and people are like, "Oh, who are you making that for? For a kid?"
And you're like, "No, it's for me."
No, it's for me. They're like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, I mean, this thing is just, the needles are just crammed because I don't really want to increase the cord because then I'm going to divide for the sleeves, and I'd have to probably change the cord back down again. It's too much work. So I've been almost fairly monogamous with this pattern.
Nice. Yeah, I've pretty much just worked on the hat. I could show you the Derecho t-shirt that I have been working on, but I haven't really been working on it this week. So there's not really much point in me showing you because you'd be like, that's what you wore last time.
Nice.
Yeah, I really just wanted to get a small, satisfying project done.
Yeah.
You know how something like you just want to do something quick, and that hat has been nagging at me. My husband's so funny. He's like, I'm going to steal that hat because he loves it. Because he's actually got a jacket in the black and red check, and he's got a vest that he wears all the time.
Yeah.
But I told him I was going to put a ridiculous pom-pom on it so that he wouldn't steal it.
You want the sparkly wool fur one. Guaranteed to not be stolen by the man in your house.
Yeah.
I did cast on one other thing, and then I have a project that I'm going to cast on. So we had the Hitchhiker knit along started on Monday. And it's amazing. I think I'm gonna have to throw up a finished objects thread sooner rather than later.
I know.
Because people are so excited, and I just can't believe how much progress everybody's making. And then there's me. Like I cast it on.
You got a couple teeth.
I got a couple teeth. I did all this after I set up. So I didn't work on it for that long, but I'm using the Painted Desert from KFI. This is the Sour Tart colorway, I think. It's color number 36.
There's actually a couple people I think are using that.
Yeah. So this is probably when I'm done. It'll probably be a shop sample because this is one of these yarns that really, I think, sells better when people can see how it's knit up. And this is a great way to showcase the color changes of this yarn. So I've at least started. I have cast on the project, and we'll just see if I can complete it within the time frame. So it runs through, the knit along runs through the end. Are we doing this one through the end of February?
Yeah, I think that's through the end of February.
I couldn't remember what we said, so I was trying to look at the show notes real quick. Yes, end of February. And like, we have a chatter thread. It's been pretty active. People are posting all kinds of stuff. There's some helpful tips in there that have been provided by folks who've knit this before, which is super cool. And I will get a finished objects thread open sooner rather than later because I think some people are going to be ready for that pretty soon.
Yep.
So that's my other truly cast on. But as you guys always know, I try to count as a cast on or works in progress if I've picked out the yarn, if I've caked the yarn, if I have the pattern yarn and needles all in the same bag. This one's probably really a stretch because it's more just the yarn and the pattern are in the same bag. It's not really finished or a work in progress. It's more of like, this is what's going to derail Angela completely.
Oh, that's pretty.
Right, so let me see if there's a pattern showing all of it that doesn't have any of the, that's kind of, all right, so this is called Virgil.
That's so pretty.
So it is a color work sweater knit in fingering weight yarn, with, it's 3 colors, and it's a short sleeve t-shirt. And so I thought it would be really nice for as the weather gets warmer, but also to wear underneath something.
Yeah, you could put, you could either wear under like a jacket or a little cardigan, or you could wear actually a long sleeve under it too. It'd be really cool.
So here's my thought, and you guys all weigh in. You know how I like to check with the podcast brain trust out there over what I should do. So I bought some yarn at Fiber Stash Trunk Show, which I have not shown to any of you because it was supposed to be a Christmas present, and then my husband got really offended by that I had bought my own Christmas present.
Like,
but you've already seen it, he said, and I.
Like, well, I'm cool with it.
I know, right? Okay. So this is the yarn that I bought at the Fiber Stash Trunk Show.
Pretty.
And then, so I was going to knit a shawl out of this, and none of these on their own is enough for the main color of the sweater.
Okay.
And then I remembered, hey, you have another skein of this in your stash. Except it's on
sparkly.
the sparkle base. So what I was thinking of doing, I'd have to alternate skeins anyway because it's hand dyed. Is alternating the sparkle and the non-sparkle for the main color.
Christy's sparkle is pretty toned down. Hers isn't like a crazy sparkle base, which I like. So you just have a wee bit of sparkle in it. That'd be kind of fun.
So to use these for the base, so it'd have a little bit of sparkle, and then these 2 for the color work.
That'd be kind of fun.
That's what I thought. And then, of course, I was going to check to see if we had any chestnut in the non-sparkle base. But I'm kind of intrigued with the mixing of the sparkle and the non-sparkle. And plus, then I actually wouldn't have to buy any yarn for this project. Could use stash yarn. So I'm kind of leaning towards the sparkle because I think it would be fun.
Do you think there's going to be enough contrast between these 2 for your color work?
I don't know. So I would probably do, that could be, I suppose, a problem, because I was thinking of doing the variegated as what they have here in the white, and the darker color in the purple. So that's why I bring this stuff in to show people.
So one trick that, if you guys don't know this, your phone
to do a black and
white picture, and if you can't tell the difference really between the yarns when you take a lot of quilters use this too, when they're picking out the contrasting pieces that they need. If you can't tell the difference between the yarns in the photo when you do it in black and white, there's probably not enough contrast between them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Because I love them together. I would hate for you to get into the color work portion of it and just find that you don't have enough contrast between them.
Stay tuned. Go follow me on Instagram. I'll take the black and white picture and throw it up there.
Yeah. You could put both up there. Yeah. You could do the color and then the black and white.
I know. That's a good idea. Because you're right. I think I had it in my mind that this was maybe brighter. Because there is that tone in this skein here, so it really picks up the purples. And, like a 3-color shawl, that sort of contrast isn't really going to matter. But for color work, you're right. You probably want a little more, or to make sure that it is.
Yeah. I want to burst your bubble, but I don't want you to... No. Or, the other thing you can do is knit a little swatch and use the different colors in it and see if you're getting, do part of the chart or something in your swatch.
Yeah, to see if the contrast is enough.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Swatch.
Or, if worse comes to worse, I use these and find another color.
Get a brighter pop of something.
Yeah. Christy, I have some of this, the Great Scott at home, which would match.
Which is that really light
this.
gray.
It's also in the sparkle base, so it could be sparkle. So I'll play around, but good feedback, Cal. See, this is why I bring this stuff in. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. But Virgil is going to be made.
It's pretty.
Because it's such a cute little t-shirty with some color work.
Is that the one you were talking about in outtake intakes?
That
you did on a 6?
6, I think. Let me just double check. It could have been that I just did not read it. Yeah, no, 6 and 4. So I was like, really? Fingering weight on a 6? I was skeptical. Apparently that's a thing. So stay tuned. Or I'm not below begging Christy to make me a lighter colored skein.
Well, and you can look at the wall too, because there might be something.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
We've got quite a bit, and her stuff is just so pretty.
It is so pretty.
So pretty.
So stay tuned for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm working on my humulus swatch.
Sweet.
I want to get it done. Look, it's close to being done. And then I can give it a little bath when I get home and see if these needles are going to be the ones to go with, or if I'm just going to do a little math and figure out which size I need.
Nice.
So
nice.
So I had to drop down a needle size because I was not getting enough stitches per inch on my last swatch.
Nice. Yep. So we have a couple of knit-alongs that we are running or are getting ready to start. So the Hitchhiker has already started.
Yep, starting Monday.
We are also starting in On the Spice Market shawl knit-along. That one's not going to start till February 15th. And part of the reason why we pushed the start date out was because Christy from Fiber Stash is dyeing us up some kits. We'd had some questions about when we might have that yarn available. And Christy had originally told us, by the end of January.
But she's preparing for a fiber show down in Connecticut, I think.
Yep. So Rhode
Island.
I put her on the spot and pinged her on the Ravelry boards to just be like, hey, got any updates? And apparently, if all goes well, she was going to be dropping off the yarn before the weekend, before they left.
Wow.
For the kits.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's possible we'll have them this weekend, but if not, it would be next
weekend. And that means that I can buy it all before anybody gets to see it.
So she came over and said she's doing 3 different color sets. So there'll be 3 different color kits available.
Okay.
With the appropriate yardage. So the nice thing about having people do kits for us is that we can have more exact yardage. That's really
so that you have less waste.
Less waste. Yep.
Yeah. Less leftover yarn.
Yes.
That you have to find something to do with.
So I can't wait to see what she comes up with. I'm sure it's going to be spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah, because she just does some really cool stuff.
Yeah. And even though I already have yarn for On the Spice Market, it's totally possible that I'll be like, ooh, I need that too.
I kept waiting to get yarn because I just didn't, there were some pretty things out there, but I just never saw anything that really spoke to me, and I just really like Christy's color aesthetic, so I'm sure at least one of them is probably going to be coming home with me.
So we'll make an announcement when those kits come in. It'll probably be on Instagram first, because if the timing is what she says it's going to be, it'll probably arrive here before we podcast next. But we'll definitely show it off on the podcast as soon as we have it in our hot little hands.
Unless it's all sold out.
Because you guys, speaking of sold out,
thank you.
First box of the Seasons of Vermont is sold out.
Yep, it's sold out. The last one sold yesterday morning, I believe.
Yeah, I'm blown away by the response. And I mean, there were folks who didn't come over to the website because they figured they were all sold out, and then
we got a couple messages. We're like, they're still there. Go get one.
Well, on Tuesday I posted another picture and was like, there's still a couple of kits, and there were a couple people who actually got them because they didn't come during the first wave because they figured they just weren't going to get it. So they were really excited. But they're all sold out.
The last of them are going in the mail today.
Yep, I will be dropping them off at the post office after I leave here. And so thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
we hope that you enjoy them.
Yeah.
So if you can do me a favor, when you get your package or you start using it, if you could tag us on Instagram,
we would love that.
Or use the hashtag MLYSEASONSOFVERMONT with Vermont all spelled out. That way we can find them easily and just see them out in the world.
See all the patterns people are making with them. Because I know we did have included pattern for you. You got to choose which one you wanted to do. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to use that for the yarn.
Right.
And I know that Sue would love to see the yarn out on the wild too.
Yeah, if you want to tag Legacy Fiber Arts as well, they would probably.
Because that colorway is just stunning. Stunning.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So all of the details on what was in the box are still up on our website.
Yeah, and I figured we could leave it up so that when the next one comes out, people can see what we did last time.
So I don't know. I don't know if you've been out to see, but I did put a little note out there that let people know that they were all sold out, and then gave them the release date for the next box and what the theme is. So the theme of the next box is sugaring time, because it's maple sugaring season here during March and April. So that box is going to drop March 15th. That's actually a Thursday, so we're gluttons for punishment. A Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned. We should have all of the details of what's in that box a lot sooner, and can put that up, and a lot of the items that are going in that box will be to us sooner rather than later, so we can put pictures out. And
a lot of stuff was last minute kind of showing up for this one.
Yeah, because it was just kind of came together at the last minute.
It did. It came together very quickly, and so we're gonna.
And Kelly's brochure looked amazing because mine was awful. So Kelly fixed it and it looked cool.
It's pretty good.
So stay tuned for the next installment. It will be, we'll give you a little teaser, it will be a DK weight yarn. So we're mixing it up a little bit.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. We haven't seen it in person, but we've seen pictures of it, and it's...
And the bags. Oh my gosh, you guys, you are going to want the box for the bags. They are so cool. I want one.
Well, we control, because I gave the person who's making the bag permission to say what they were for. So if you don't follow Darn Yarn MN on Instagram, Chelsea
you
from
should.
Darn, you should. She's making our bags, and
they're awesome.
They're awesome, and she's going to start posting more details as she finishes more of them. So you could get a little sneak preview over there.
Yep.
If you wanted. So I'm super
excited.
They're
so cute.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, they're awesome.
Can't wait. So anyway, so stay tuned for that, March 15th. I'll see if I can kill all of us off with these harebrained ideas I have. You should have seen, I should have taken some pictures on Monday when I was here trying to get these things all together. It was interesting, and it was also really busy that day.
It was very busy that day.
There was a lot of stuff going on.
And the 15th is hard for me because I do payouts to consigners on the 15th.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really do a lot to help.
It's all right. I managed. I'm hoping I will can take smaller bites out of the apple this next time, because we'll have everything instead of it all being last minute.
Yeah. We'll have it really ready to go. I mean,
yeah.
You got it together, though.
I did.
I was here until about 8 o'clock putting labels on everything.
I know. It was wild. But anyway, so thank you to everybody who purchased them. We are super excited. A little heads up, we're going to have to... The shipping charges or shipping issue kind of caused some problems on our end. Our system,
we refunded everybody's except for any internationals that we had.
So we just got to sort out the shipping. We may not be able to offer free shipping next time.
But what we did this time is just included it in the price of it.
Right.
So next time
we may drop the price.
The price won't have the shipping included. But you will see a shipping charge come through.
I think that's just going to be easier
because our system just wouldn't play nice with us.
No, it was just being ridiculous. I mean, the only other way we could do it is to create a code for people to use to get free shipping. So that might be an alternative. we'll sort out something on our end, so
Yeah.
it'll either be.
I think it's
it'll
easier
just
be
to do
easier
shipping
just
included.
to not do shipping
Yeah,
included.
I think you're right.
Because it'll make it easier for everybody, I think, in the long run.
Yeah.
It'll be less confusing, and our system will
Yeah.
be much happier with us.
Yeah, our
if we do
system
that.
does not like us very much right now. So, and Kelly doesn't like me very much right now because of the shipping thing. But anyway, it's fine.
It's fine. But we're just saying that ahead of time now, so that you guys will know that.
So the second box, the shipping is going to work differently than
Yeah,
the first box. 'Cause
exactly.
We're learning.
Yeah, that's kind of how you have to just kind of go with it and figure it out on the fly.
Yep. Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
But
so,
the boxes are going to be awesome. So.
Oh, I'm so excited. I hope everybody likes them.
Although they weren't boxes this time, they were bags.
Yeah, they came in bags.
Right, because we fit everything in there.
Oh, there it is. Yep. This next one I think is going to have to go into a box because of some of the things that we're including. So,
yeah.
Anyway. And now that you are all interested and can't wait till the 15th of March. We also, what else do we have? Hey, we hit 2,000 subscribers.
We did, yay! Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So Kelly and I have pulled together some prizes.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to be posting pictures of those here before too long.
And so next week, which is also episode 75, if you can believe that.
That's so cool.
Next week, we'll announce what you need to do to be entered to potentially win one of these fabulous prizes.
Yep.
For our 2,000 subscriber giveaway.
Yep.
So
stay tuned for
yes,
pictures of the prizes.
Yes, they are all again Vermont themed. That seems to be the theme this year, Vermont. Because we have so many cool things here. So let's see, anything else here on my show notes? Boop 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 boop. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we've touched on pretty much everything else that's in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I felt like there was one other thing, but
The Lopi, the Broco Lopi thing's on there, but we already
mostly
talked about
that. Yep.
Yep. Oh, our next YouTube live event.
Right.
Is that still tentatively scheduled for January 28th?
Sure.
Which is a Sunday. It's the last Sunday of the month. At noon. We'll be coming to you live Wayne's World style from Kelly's basement. Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. We keep dating ourselves. Oh my God.
That's okay.
We should make that the prompt sometime. How old are Kelly and Angela? If you can't tell by our pop culture references.
Yeah. Although there's some pop culture references that were kind of like earlier to us, but they're some of those things that like they're still like happening as you like come of age or whatever, and so
Definitely.
But I have an older sister, so
I'm the older child.
my sister and I are only 2 years apart.
It's roughly what my brother and I are about that.
Really?
Yeah. 18 months or so.
Yeah, we're 21 months, I think.
But we're like 2 grades apart in school, so like when I was a senior, he was a sophomore.
See,
because of where our birthdays were.
It was opposite. Well, not opposite. It was even more of a difference for my sister and I. She started school when she was like 4.5, and then they changed the start date for when I went. So I couldn't go until I was 6 because my birthday. If your birthday was after September 1st, which mine just barely was, then you couldn't start until you were until the next year, basically.
Yeah. So you guys had more time between you.
There were 3 years in school apart.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So when she was a senior, I was a freshman in high school. So.
Nice.
And they said when I was in elementary school, they're like, oh, we can put you ahead, but by then I had like my friends established, and I was like,
yeah, why? Doesn't matter. I'll get my driver's license first, and then
and that's
to ride with me.
It's so funny. I was like one of the first people to get my driver's license, and because I worked, I could have a car at school. Because I started working just as soon as I could, and so yeah, I was one of the people who had a car, which was great.
Nice. I got a car too, but I think it's just because my mom was tired of driving. It was their old car, and my mom was tired of driving me to morning practices. So the faster she could get me into a car, so I could drive myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played softball and I played JV softball. I never played varsity softball. But and then I worked too. And then when I was a senior, they switched how they did like all of our classes in high school.
Oh.
So they started doing like blocks, so it was more like college length classes.
Yeah.
And so there was a couple days a week where after I think lunchtime I didn't have any classes, so I worked a ton.
By the time I got to my senior year, I had 2 required classes that I was taking, and the rest of the day I was doing work study, which was like I was the yearbook photographer.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and newspaper photographer. So so I pretty much played in the darkroom.
That's cool.
I got paid for it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Wicked cool.
I was kind of like a TA in the art room. Like I lived in the art room.
Nice.
And we had such a cool art department. So I was, whenever I had free periods like study hall and things like that, I pretty much just went up there and did whatever they needed done. So it was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
So,
we're just kind of
we're just
blathering on
rambling.
again.
Yeah.
It's one of those afternoons.
Yep. So what that means is that we've come to the end of our knitting content.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. But we did pretty well this week. We both had FOs, and we've got a few whips. My whips are kind of lacking this week, but that's okay. We'll
see how many things I cast on in the next week.
I'm almost done my swatch, so that's a
There
good
you
thing.
go.
I'm just doing the last little garter band, and
Awesome.
then I can maybe tell you next week what I'm going to do about my humulus sweater.
All right.
All right. Well,
So-
thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe down below if you're watching us on YouTube. And you'll get notifications if you click the little bell thing. Then that'll give you notifications. Otherwise, you'll just get an email at some random time and space.
Wow.
I don't know how they do
I
that.
have no idea.
That part of it. But if you click on the little bell, then you'll get like the push notifications. And iTunes,
You
they
can
have the
subscribe.
automatic thing, right?
Yep, and it just automatically loads to your playlist or your podcast aggregator.
Yeah.
So
It's been a while since I've used anything Apple. I forget how it works now.
yep. So thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, and we'll have everything in show notes for you guys. So if there's anything you're interested in finding more out about, then you can head on over. We'll always put a link down below in YouTube
To get to the show
how to
notes.
get to the show notes.
Yep.
So,
And I think we're probably scheduled to record again next week.
I think so.
So
We'll see
till
you
next
then.
week.
Bye.
Okay, watch, you still on a button.
That's super exciting.
I know.
It's like watching paint
As I
dry.
say, it's almost as fun as watching paint dry, which is super exciting.
I don't know. Some people might find it oddly lulling.
I suppose. Only if you had your knitting. Because
Right.
then watching paint dry is not really boring. You're actually just knitting
Right.
in the same room in which paint is drying.
Although it would give me a headache because
Me too, probably.
around it for too long.
That's true. That is true. Boop, boop, boop. So I finished both of those little things that I was so close to being done with last week.
Awesome.
and then have not finished anything else.
Mm.
But I've certainly found a couple of more things I want to cast on.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like having, I don't know, four sweaters on the needles.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, yeah. What are you going to do?
Cast more on.
Exactly. Exactly. Yippers. I'm still obsessed with trying to do the Lopi thing. But I can't find a sweater that, all the sweaters I'm like, oh, I think I might want to make that. And it's like on size US 4s. And I'm like, no.
You should look because Barocco just sent out their latest snippets.
Oh, they did. And I got it. And I already put a bundle together in the Ravelry group
Okay.
with almost all of the patterns
Okay.
that were in there. So yeah, so that's some of the ones I've been going through.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had.
I had, I mean, some of them are lovely. I made you Stripker, the
Mhm.
Isolde Teague one, because it's at least on like 7s.
Yep, I actually had looked at when I was trying to decide which one I was going to do before when I did Sigla.
Yep.
That was one of the ones I was looking at too.
It's just the appeal of, or the calling of a sweater on 10.5s.
Yeah.
There's something that's just like, oh, that sounds so nice, because it will be done very quickly.
Yep.
Where that same yarn knit on like 4s, you know, is going to be a really tight weave, and it's going to be very warm,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to take forever. I mean, this DK weight sweater is on like 6s, so I don't know. Such a horrible problem to have. I can't decide what sweater to knit next. So, and then of course, in the middle of doing all of that, I stumbled across another sweater, which I'm going to be showing because I think I can use up my fiber stash yarn that I bought at the trunk show
Ah, nice.
with it, and I think it'll be really cool. So, but that one also, I think I misread the pattern, because I could have sworn the pattern said that it was knit on 6s, and I was like, that can't be right. Fingering weight yarn on 6s? That'd be really open, weavy, open fabric.
Is it for, it's for a sweater?
Yeah.
I think that's what I did.
Like a t-shirt.
Featherweight.
6s?
Mm-hmm. It was either 5s or 6s.
Okay. Alright, maybe it's not that weird. I was just like, huh.
No, I usually, whenever I've done like anything other than socks, I'm usually somewhere between a 4 and a 6.
Okay. Alright, well, maybe that's not weird then.
Yeah, no, it may not be out of the realm of possibility for it.
And that would also mean it probably wouldn't take that long. It also doesn't have sleeves. It's a short sleeve t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
No sleeves.
I know, like the one I did, which is just wee little short sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
It is nice. It does make it go quickly.
Yeah, it lets to.
I mean, because if you think about it, think about how big a sleeve is. I mean, when it's in the round, it doesn't look that big, but if you laid that out,
it's like a sock and a half.
It's like half of a front of a sweater.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
a
why
lot of
everybody
knitting.
complains about sleeves. It's a lot of knitting.
Yep.
But of course, I love how we all complain about knitting.
The thing we love to do.
I know. I don't want to knit that. It's too much work, says the person who's like knitting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of into instant gratification right now.
Yeah. Well, that's why I have a finished hat to show.
Yeah. Which looks cool. Super cool, by the way. And I think I'm gonna make another bobble because apparently I can't stop making those hats. I have a bunch of leftovers from the fiber stash, and then I have that red wool stock that I need to use, and I think I can use the two of those to knit the background of the bobble hat, and I have the white and the black.
Mm.
It's just finding the needles. I think they're all still in the bag from the last one that I knit, which would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That does make it easier to start.
Yes, it does. It sure does.
We can start anytime. I just have one left to do.
Oh, well, just finish your button. Finish it. And then we can do our magic change phase.
I haven't blocked this little guy yet. I'm just gonna steam block it though.
Super cute. There was this amazing brioche shawl that I just saw on Instagram and then like immediately favorited it. So I suppose I better like learn how to do brioche.
It's not bad. It's really just getting in the rhythm of it.
That's was kind of my sense. Instagram is evil. Oh, it probably got bumped all the way down here to the bottom
Because you looked at it.
because I was adding all of those Lopi sweaters.
Oh.
And so it's actually super easy if you do a bundle and then you can import the bundle into the group bundle. It's also Star Wars themed, so that's the other reason why I was like, oh, I have to make that. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. What weight of yarn?
I believe it's fingering.
Oh.
Yeah, fingering. So for all of you at home, this is the, who are still watching us talk about nothing. That's the Rebel brioche shawl.
It's like one of my all-time favorite movies when I was, well, I still like it for like a mindless movie when you just want something on in the background.
Star Wars?
No.
Oh.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. At the very end, he's like,
Bueller.
well, and he's like, "You're still here? Go home. It's late."
I know.
I love that. It's so funny. Like after he gets out of the shower.
Yeah, that's a funny movie. I haven't seen that movie in ages.
It's Bob and I saw. It was on not too long ago. Because it was the 30th anniversary of a whole bunch of movies.
I know,
like Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller's Day Off and
all those 80s movies that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
I loved to watch.
Exactly.
16 Candles. And
Yep, exactly. So
all of them.
all of them. All right.
I just had to go buy stitch markers because Carol's just like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "No, I'm gonna put it in my bag. I have a ton of stitch markers at home, and do you think any of them are in my knitting bag?" No. She goes, "I'll just give you one." I was like, "No, I'm just gonna buy this because then I can put it in my bag."
Well, then you've got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. All right. I just gotta do this one last little bit.
One last little bit.
And then
Boop 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 boop.
I'm not doing backing buttons or anything since it's just 3 little wee buttons.
Yeah. Probably not gonna get too much abuse.
And this cotton's pretty sturdy.
That's good. That's good. I love looking at everybody's pictures from Vogue Knitting Live this weekend, and it just made me so sad that I was not there. There's something about going to those events where there's so much energy in the air, and it's so inspiring.
Yeah, it's fun just to look at all the knitwear.
Yeah.
A lot of people took video this year.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of going through and looking at them. I watched Mina Phillip did a vlog.
Vlog or vlog or whatever.
Vlog, yeah.
Vlog. Oh, I'll have to go check
So
that out.
I watched the one that she did. It was really fun because she got together with a bunch of other podcasters, so it was fun.
Nice.
But she did some nice footage of the floor.
Nice.
So that was kind of fun.
So I hear that Gleaner's been the hot item this week.
Yeah, we've been selling a lot of them.
Awesome. That's one of those things you like bring it in and you're like, oh, I don't know how well this is. People can be interested in this, and then
I
it's
know,
like,
it's one of those things that like they're just so handy to have, you know.
oh my gosh, yes.
So
That's so cute.
the buttons really make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, it does. Super cute. Ooh. Cute.
Cute. You're just making funny faces now. We have to come up with a prompt for our giveaway too.
For that.
Mm-hmm.
We could just do the standard, like, what would you knit this pattern out of, and in what color?
Mm-hmm. Or we could continue with our Vermont theme and say, if you've ever been to Vermont, what was your favorite thing you did or saw here? And if you haven't been to Vermont,
What would
what
you
would
like?
you like to do?
Yeah, let's do that. I need ideas. I want to take where to take my parents next time they come visit. Let's do that.
Okay,
Okay.
we can do that.
I'm just gonna turn that because I can. Oops, sorry guys. There. Wait, now I'm totally on and Kelly's partial.
Eh,
Yeah. There we go.
Doesn't matter.
There we go.
It'll be fine. Either way.
There we go.
It'll be fine.
It's fine.
Wait, let me get this out and work on this because my sweater,
Are you-
I haven't touched it.
Did you?
so-
Are you swatching or are you just?
This,
just
yeah,
past
I'm
the
still
swatch?
still swatching. Still swatching.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Are we ready?
Yep. I've got a big old tangly mess here, but yep.
Yep. Get this show on the road.
Yep.
Okay, 13 minutes in. 13 minutes into the outtakes.
Out.
La la la. Kudos to anyone that's stayed with us this long. Actually, we should drop some funny word at the end and just be like, the first person to private message us with this funny word wins a prize for sticking around all the way to the end of the outtakes.
That's really funny.
Okay, first person to private message me on Instagram with their address, I will send you a prize. Not even a prompt. Just message me your address and I'll send you a prize.
Saying that you made it to the end.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
All the way to the very bitter end.
Exactly. Exactly. I expect tomorrow morning about 10 o'clock my phone will light up.
Uh-huh.
So,
You'll have a whole bunch. Am I the first?
yep.
Mhm.
So, there you go.
There you go.
That's your reward for sticking through to the bitter end of all this nonsense.
Yeah, but see, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people did because I know that I sit and knit
Mm-hmm.
while I'm watching podcasts and like you just let it play as you're finishing up a row or whatever, and
I know.
so
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we'll see.
it would not shock me.
We'll see who the first person is.
Okay. The first person who at least messages you.
me. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
all right.
All right.
I was just waiting for you to do the face.